go in front of the rear tires. He does a wet hop trying to get those tires as sticky as possible. Now a dry hop trying to get them hot. Now we would expect low ET out of these two cars. They're the two strongest Nitro cars here today. We sure like to see a pair of side-by-side 5-second runs here at the New England Fall Funny Car Nationals. Another time, through the glue, trying to get all the traction they can get. These are the big boys on tour from California, appearing the first time this year in the Northeast. John Ford, 8-time national event runner-up in the right lane. Roland Leong's Hawaiian, just voted Carcraft Magazine's Ollie winner for this year. Johnny West driving a Hawaiian'S lunch. John Ford, the Coca-Cola car in the right lane. They're just about staged and ready to go. What a whole shot by West. He's out first, smoke out of both cars. They're streaking for life. We got a good one here. West takes the win, ladies and gentlemen. You wanted it, you got it. Side by side, 5-second runs. West winning with a 581 to Force's 588. Every year, the readers of Carcraft Magazine vote for the guy they think's the most happening in all of drag racing. This year, the prestigious Ollie Award went to Roland Leong, owner of the Hawaiian car you see in the left lane. Roland there with a black jacket and sunglasses on, currently stands number 3 in the points with his driver, Johnny West. His competition, Jerry Caminito's Blue Thunder, and they're ready for the signal to start their engines. The body comes down on the powerful Hawaiian punch car. Roland Leong latches it, makes sure it's secure, and makes his way towards the starting line. Johnny West pulling up, getting ready to make his burnout. His competition, Jerry Caminito's Blue Thunder. He's doing likewise here at New England Dragway here this afternoon. It's starting to get dark. These cars run a little bit better at nighttime. The air's a little cooler, more denser, and one thing, it also lets you see the header blade. These motors at full throttle, the Nitro planes coming out of their exhaust header, are a spectacular show at night. West backing up into the traction compound again. He's going to use all the help he can get. Both cars trying to drive burnout across the line. You saw West smoke his tires a little bit. That's going to force him to have to drive this car off the starting line. He just won't be able to floor it. He'll have to pedal the throttle, kind of slip the clutch a little bit if he wants to hook up here. That chalk mark on the starting line put there by crew chief Roland Leong of the Hawaiian. That's the spot where the car made its first burnout across the line. That boy's going to want to line him up when he makes his run. Both cars through the traction compound for the final time. This is low ET car. Here in the left lane, Johnny West went 581 in the first round against John Ford. He'd like to do better than that. Caminito's crew chief, flipping on a switch above the taillight, turns on the car's computer. They're staged and ready to go. Caminito moves first with the whole shot, but the Hawaiian punch car starting to make tracks in the middle. Johnny West is on his way to a good one. Header flames squirting out, he goes 597 to defeat Caminito's 651, another 5 for West. Here we go, the signal being given, firing up the two Nitro Funny Car finalists. By virtue of low ET in the first 2 rounds, Johnny West driving Roland Leong's Hawaiian and Johnny Forson his Cavalier. The body's coming down and here we go. Nitro fumes filling the sky with those dangerous fumes. Don't choke if you try to breathe them too long. Both cars pulling towards the bleach box, ready to make their last smoky burnout of the evening. Both cars really heating up those big rear tires as they coast to a stop out there in the track. Look at all that smoke as they back up towards the starting line. You can hardly see them out there. funny cars. It's dark. They can't see too well. Fumes filling out the driver's compartment from both the nitro and the smoke from the burnout. Crew members guiding them back. They want to make sure they're lined up perfectly on the starting line because this is the run for all the money. Austin Coyle and Roland Leong lining up their drivers. Both of these drivers usually run at national events during the day. They don't like to run at night, but match races demanded. The crowd loves it. It's a little bit more dangerous. They can hardly see the end of the track with all the tires shaking and the nitro fumes filling that compartment.
This is going to be a good East versus West Coast battle. In the lane nearest to me on the left-hand side out of California, right outside of Los Angeles, it's the infamous Hawaiian Punch, Dodge of Roland Leong. Driven by his new driver, he's had about 10 of them in the car, Johnny West. His competition will be out of Glen Willard, Pennsylvania. Another journeyman funny car driver from the East Coast, Dominic Santucci. They call him DA. He's got one of the prettiest cars on the circuit. It's the Black Magic Thunderbird. You can see they have the roof hatches open. That's to let all the nitro fumes that are inside the car and all the tire smoke outside the car, get it out of the driver's compartment so the driver has a little bit clearer vision. The Hawaiian Punch car in this lane is in the lane that was just oiled on. Frank Kramberger just blew his motor, so it might make a traction problem. It might make a little difference off the starting line. Santucci running in the right lane, runs here at Englishtown about 6 times a year. Really knows this track well, and he's definitely going to be a hard man to beat. Remember, the 2 low ETs get into the final. The Hawaiian Punch in the near lane. Dominic Santucci, the Black Magic Thunderbird in the right-hand lane. The closest drag race of the day. What a great pass. Dom Santucci, right lane, took the win of 584, 250 miles per hour. Johnny West driving rolling off to Hawaiian up and smoke right off the start line. Came by here and his tires were blazing. He runs a 589, 253 miles per hour. First out of the bleach box and really smoking the tires on that Oldsmobile. These guys do something different in the sport of drag racing. We're going to show you this. After the car backs up, the crew is going to lift the body up. Crew chief Austin Coyle will go underneath in the engine compartment and pull a wire off that hooks up the second magneto, complete spare ignition system. Here's the body going up. Austin Coyle dives on in there, pulls the wire off. Now both ignition systems are activated. They use one ignition system for the burnout and both ignition systems for the run. Oh, the Hawaiian hooking up real nice on the dry burnout. Ladies and gentlemen, a 5:35 elapsed time. That's a new track record for Englishtown, 260 miles.
sitting at home wondering what it would take to put your own funny car team together, Roland Leong, owner of the Hawaiian Punch Car, can tell you.
It's close to $500,000. That's not counting a lot of the parts that we already have invested in it, like the truck and the trailer and race car. All that is already here. That's just a budget to run.
Say I were to go out and I wanted to get into this next weekend. Take, for instance, the engine. What's something like that going to run me?
Well, the engine brand new will run you over $35,000. The chassis itself, just a bare chassis like you see sitting here, with the engine not in it, with no transmission, none of the hard parts in it, probably run you like close to $30,000. The body sitting out there, just the shell, the fiberglass shell with the paint in it, and all the aluminum, ready to bolt on the car, run you over $10,000.
Where is the bulk of the expense in racing?
The bulk of the expense after the initial investment is, of course, running the car. If you heard a lot of parts, but the fuel costs a lot of money. On one given weekend, we'll probably go through over $2,000 with the Nitro itself. That's not counting hurting any of the parts. The tires, we only get 6 runs out of a set. They cost $500 a set. But a lot of the but a lot of the maintenance of the car, right, is the crew. The truck and trailer going up and down the highway, the fuel permits, the gas for it, the crew's salary, the motel bills, and that's a big part of the budget also.
So someone should either have extremely deep pockets or a lot of sponsors if they're considering getting into racing.
Right. And like I say, what it costs to run a year, there's not very many people that really can afford to. Or, like the saying goes, drag racing made many a millionaire moderately rich.
Here we go, Johnny West in the near lane, John Martin in the far lane.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Firebird International Raceway's Night of Thrills. A great night of racing in store for us here tonight. The fireworks are going off, and we're just about ready to get underway with Nitro funny car action. Look at that, it's the Wienermobile leading off the parade here at Firebird tonight. Some of the top pro funny cars right behind them. Leading the parade is Johnny Force's Castrol GTX Oldsmobile, and directly behind him, over a dozen of the nation's top fiberglass-bodied funny cars. These flip-top cars are wild at night. Wait till you see the fire here. So get ready, hang on to your hat, grab yourself a seat. The Nitro funny cars are just about ready to explode here at Firebird. The body comes down on the brand new Dodge Charger of Roland Leong, sponsored by Hawaiian Punch, driven tonight by Mr. Jimmy White. Now this is a real swoopy piece of equipment. This body has spent many hours in Chrysler's wind tunnel and is a real aerodynamic piece. In the right lane, it's the Impulse Corvette. Adding to the fire of a ferocious burnout is smoke, a billowing cloud that obscures everything around it. The heat is back in the engines. The air again stings with nitro fuel. Burnout smoke once more hangs heavy in the air. They paw at the ground, they growl, they bark. They seem to explode into flame. Nothing in motorsports is as violent as the launch of a Nitro funny car. Team owner Roland Leong brings his driver Jimmy White into the beams with his Hawaiian Punch Dodge. They're taking on the wild Impulse Corvette. Both drivers inching very carefully into those electronic staging beams. They're off, and the Hawaiian Punch goes up in a cloud of smoke. The Impulse brakes, and there goes Jimmy White on his way. Takes the win of 669, 221 miles an hour. In a flash, the cars ignite with header fire. For an instant, they seem to leap off the ground and hang motionless. But a moment later, they are under full power, screaming for the finish line. He'll be taking on the man that used to drive this car, Mr. Johnny West, who struck out on his own, built his own race car, and is going to try to show his old boss how it's done on the quarter mile. Come to life at night. Look at that red, white, and blue Hawaiian Punch car. The cockpit gets so dark at night, a crew member's got to shine a flashlight inside so the driver can make one last final check of the oil pressure gauge. So rolling out front, guiding him into the beams, guiding him into the tracks where he made his burnout. He wants to get all the bite he can. Now they start pulling towards the starting line. West inches in first, lighting the little yellow bulb on top of the Christmas tree that signifies when they're staged and pre-staged and ready to go. They leave the starting line as one. White has the advantage, starts to pull ahead mid-track, streaks through the wind, takes it 565 at almost 240 miles an hour. Okay, now let's take a look at a funny car launch at night. It's very impressive. The drivers line up on the starting line. The tree goes in motion. They stomp on the loud pedal. Header flames shoot over the roof of the car. The car starts to accelerate. The tires start to grow. The car is hooking up. The driver experiencing 3 to 4 Gs right now. Right about in the middle of the track, they shift it and they go for broke. Okay, now firing up for the final round. Here is the battle. It's between Roland Leong's Hawaiian Punch Dodge car taking on Gary Densham and his teacher's pet Pontiac. Jimmy White driving the Hawaiian into the burnout box, getting ready to do his burnout. And here comes the world's fastest school teacher, Gary Densham. This is it, the final round, and that Hawaiian Punch team headed up by Roland Leong is looking real strong here tonight at Firebird. Both cars now backing up towards the starting line, getting ready for the most important race of the night, the final round for Nitro Funny Car. Both of these drivers want to win this battle. Not only is it the money, but it's the glory and the bragging rights tomorrow. Gary Densham would love to go back to school and say, yeah, I blew the Hawaiian Punch car into the weeds last night at Firebird. Pulling into the pre-stage and then the stage beams. Here we go. We're set and ready. They're both in. What a great side-by-side start. Anybody's race. The Hawaiian starts to pull ahead at the big end, takes the win with a great 5:54 elapsed time for Jimmy White. So that's it from Firebird International Raceway. We hope you enjoyed Night of Thrills. A great big win for Jimmy White driving Roland Leong's car. A final round, 5:54, gets him the gold.
Hey folks, Skell and Nitro here telling you about the newest way you can help support Nitromaniac TV's drag file. Called Members Only, and it is our official premium content wing of the website. For only $4.99 a month, you will gain access to exclusive video and early access to that week's content, all commercial free. Plus an exclusive discount code to the merch stand, exclusive members only live streams, and more to come. If you sign up today, you will gain exclusive access to check out the 5K subscriber special, the 2023 NHRA Rocky Mountain Nationals Whole Freaking Deal video, plus an early cut of what annually is our most popular title, Supercut, Pro Modified 2023. So join today, you'll never know what you're going to see on Members Only. Check it out today at tinyurl.com/drag.